menstruation is a disease. I get a lot of crap from people, even people in the so-called truther community, for saying that. You'd think that people in the truther community especially would be able to accept that they were lied to and look at the information presented with an open mind, but that's just unfortunately not the case. Anyways, I wanted to share some information with you, starting with this quote by Dr. Herbert Blackschlerger in his book, Hide. The agenda of our society is to destroy free will, that as soon as pupils leave school, they will be incapable throughout their years of thinking or acting otherwise as their schoolmasters would have wished. In today's period of so-called freedom, more people are living under physical, tranquilized, and lobotomized slavery than ever before in history. There's an article called Menstruation is Not a Natural Occurrence, and I will leave a link below if you want to read the whole thing. But there have been a large number of cases recorded in medical literature of women living to old age without menstruating once and have raised large families. This disproves the idea that menstruation is necessary for health or bearing children. Dr. Power writes in his Essays on the Female Economy, were women living in a state of nature, there is no reason but that this discharge might be unknown. Havelock Ellis, in his Man and Woman, quotes one author who claims that under natural conditions of living, a healthy woman will never menstruate. Wild animals in nature do not go through that process, but when domesticated and overfed, and as a result are overstimulated sexually, sounds like Americans, doesn't it, will menstruate at regular periods. The studies of all of these doctors concur with their studies on the effect of a low-protein, meatless diet in reducing and abolishing the menstrual hemorrhages. Menstruation is a loss of female sex hormones, which are the source of female beauty, youth, health, and longevity. With chastity in play, the loss of sex hormone is secure as on the male. The sex hormone is used for other greater accomplishments to occur, such as inventions, ideas, mathematical wonders, and magica. With a low-protein, meatless diet, your mind is lighter, your thoughts are clear, your sight is greater, the senses are much stronger. The fountain of youth is within you, and this is called the golden oil. The secret of female regeneration is to avoid the loss of female sex hormones through genital mucus, discharges, or hemorrhages. Not by drinking your menstrual blood, you sick freaks. The masters of years past, such as Pythagorean, advocated continence as a practice of utmost physiological value both to body and brain, for he considered the semen as the flower of the purest blood. Menstruation loss in women is the same in value as semen loss in the male. Pythagorean taught that there was a direct connection between the semen and the brain, and that loss of semen weakens the brain, while its conservation improves the nutrition in the brain. You hear that, ladies? The patriarchal society that we live in has trained you to want to bleed, to think that it's healthy, to think that it's normal, and it is literally weakening your brain. It is a dis-ease in the fact that it is putting you not at ease. Bleeding is not comfortable at all. These people have been like programmed to hold on to their menstruation. Like, if we don't bleed, we're not women. It's like, yeah, you are. Do you know there's this book called African Holistic Health by Llaila Afrika, and she talks about the differences between people of African descent and European descent. But in this book, it also talks about how the raw vegan African women do not have menstruation, and when they do have this bleeding thing, it is treated as a dis-ease. They go to the doctor and say, hey, I'm bleeding, and the doctor treats them for a dis-ease. In the Bible, it talks about how the women should be separated and all of this stuff. So I found that that was very interesting that the African tribes had, well, some of the African tribes had the same tradition of removing the woman from the normal area while she was in this state of dis-ease. There are also different blogs and other information about this. Blogs specifically from people who were carcass crunchers for the beginning parts of their lives, and they had normal periods, and then they transitioned to a vegan diet and their period stopped or is extremely light. I can testify that before, when I was eating a lot of dairy, primarily cheeseburgers and cheese pizza and just cheese, I just loved cheese, but I would get a lot of cramping issues and painful periods, and now my periods aren't painful at all, and I barely bleed, and my period is very short. I still eat some processed foods, so I know I'm still getting some junk in my diet, but I am working on it. There is so much information that has been suppressed from us, but this is the age of information, and I am going to leave 2 or 3 links below here to get you started on your journey to find more truth about this. Omni matter ergo logos Inanna sno von aika. Omni matter ergo logos Inanna sno von aika. Omni matter ergo logos Inanna sno von aika.